In today's video, we'll dive deep into the cultural, historical, and philosophical differences between these two iconic celebrations. We'll explore everything from the dates and calendars to the traditions and rituals that make each celebration unique. So, whether you're planning to celebrate with fireworks or family gatherings, stay tuned as we uncover what sets these New Year celebrations apart. Let's start with the basics. What are Chinese New Year and Western New Year, and how are they different? Chinese New Year, also known as the Lunar New Year or Spring Festival, is based on the lunar calendar, which tracks the phases of the moon. This means that Chinese New Year doesn't have a fixed date and can fall anywhere between January 21st and February 20th each year. It's a celebration of renewal, family, and luck, lasting for up to 15 days. On the other hand, Western New Year, which follows the Gregorian calendar, is always celebrated on January 1st. It marks the first day of the new year in the solar calendar and is usually celebrated with grand parties, fireworks, and a global countdown to midnight. To understand why the dates and traditions differ so much, let's take a look at the history behind each calendar. Chinese New Year follows the lunar solar calendar, which is based on both the moon's cycle and the sun's position. This means that the dates change each year, and it's tied to seasonal changes, agricultural practices, and ancient traditions. In ancient China, the New Year was linked to a time of worshipping deities and ancestors, as well as celebrating the harvest. Western New Year has its roots in the ancient Roman calendar. The Roman calendar originally marked the first day of the year as March 1st, but when the Julian calendar was introduced in 45 BCE, January 1st became the official start of the year. This shift was symbolized by the Roman god Janus, the deity of beginnings and transitions. Eventually, the Gregorian calendar, introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, became the worldwide standard. Now, let's talk about how these celebrations are celebrated. First up, the length of the celebration. Chinese New Year lasts for 15 days, culminating in the Lantern Festival. This extended period is about honoring family, ancestors, and deities, while also celebrating the end of winter and the beginning of spring. The first day is spent with family reunions, and special foods are prepared to symbolize luck, prosperity, and good health for the year ahead. In contrast, Western New Year is typically a one-day celebration. The focus is on the midnight countdown on December 31st, followed by fireworks and parties. The evening revolves around celebrating with friends and the idea of a fresh start, often symbolized by making New Year's resolutions. It's less about family gatherings and more about social celebrations. Let's dive deeper into the symbols and customs that make each celebration so distinct. Chinese New Year is full of symbolic elements. The most notable symbol is the color red, which is believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good fortune. You'll see red decorations, lanterns, and even clothing. One of the most exciting traditions is the giving of hongbao, or red envelopes filled with money, which are given to children and unmarried adults as a wish for prosperity. Another major symbol is the Chinese zodiac, which assigns an animal to each year, influencing the celebrations. Western New Year is all about fresh starts. Many people make resolutions, hoping to improve themselves in the coming year. The iconic ball drop in Times Square symbolizes the final countdown to midnight. And, of course, there's the tradition of raising a glass of champagne to celebrate the beginning of the new year. Fireworks light up the sky and confetti rains down, symbolizing joy and celebration. Food plays a huge role in both celebrations, with each holiday offering dishes that carry deep symbolic meaning. In Chinese New Year, food is rich in symbolism. Dumplings, shaped like ancient gold ingots, represent wealth and prosperity. Fish is another must-have dish, as the word for fish sounds like surplus in Chinese, symbolizing abundance. Rice cakes, or nian gao, are served to wish for progress and growth. Each food choice has a significance tied to the hope for a better year. Western New Year foods are less symbolic and more about indulgence and celebration. You'll often find party platters filled with snacks, hors d'oeuvres, and plenty of champagne. In some countries, like Spain, there's a custom of eating 12 grapes at midnight, one for each chime of the clock, as a way to bring good luck for each month of the new year. Now, let's talk about where each of these New Year traditions is celebrated around the world. Chinese New Year is celebrated not only in China, but also in many countries with large Chinese populations. Some of the major places include China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, It is estimated that about 25% of the world's population celebrates the lunar calendar New Year. That's more than 2 billion people. Countries with sizable Chinese communities, such as the United States, Canada, and Australia, also celebrate Chinese New Year with parades, festivals, and community gatherings. Western New Year is celebrated almost everywhere on Earth. From the United States and Canada to Europe, Australia, and South America, countries across the globe ring in January 1st with celebrations. Even in countries where other calendars are followed, the Gregorian calendar New Year is observed in some form. Beyond the dates, food, and fireworks, there are deeper philosophical and cultural differences between these two New Year celebrations. Chinese New Year is deeply rooted in values of family unity, respect for ancestors, and harmony with nature. It's a time for individuals to connect with their heritage and wish for a prosperous future. The focus is on tradition, continuity, and honouring the past. Western New Year, by contrast, emphasises individual self-improvement and personal growth. The custom of making New Year's resolutions reflects a Western focus on the potential for change and reinvention. It's about starting fresh and setting new goals for the upcoming year. At the end of the day, both Chinese New Year and Western New Year are celebrations of hope and renewal. They may differ in terms of traditions, food, and symbolism, but both represent a universal desire to start anew, embrace what's ahead, and leave the past behind. Whether you're celebrating with a grand feast, fireworks, or making resolutions for a better year, these celebrations remind us all of the importance of fresh starts and new beginnings. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the differences between Chinese New Year and Western New Year, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let us know in the comments how you celebrate the New Year and if you've experienced both traditions. See you in the next video and Happy New Year!